and I work as a software engineer at Citrix, and I'm going to talk to you about Libs and Light. First of all, I'm going to spend a few words about the current situation about tool stacks. In the Xen world, we have many different tool stacks. We have Xend, the tool stack we all work on in Xen Unstable, the default tool stack, where new features get implemented first, usually. We have Xapi, that is a tool stack used in XCP and Xen Server. XenVM, the tool stack that is used in Xen Client. libvirt, that is a tool stack developed by Red Hat, and currently it needs Xend to perform Xen operation, but it doesn't have to. And other tool stacks are known to be used currently in existing Xen installations. So with so many different tool stacks, we have different problems. First of all, code duplication. So even so, the high-level functionalities of this tool stack, like how they manage pools, can be different, even architecturally. Maybe there is even a value having difference there. But the low-level operations are always the same, and they're just duplicated, like domain creation, domain destruction, listing domain, PCI pass-through. All same functions that all these tool stacks provide and has to be re-implemented over and over again, and in different languages too. So this brings to code duplications, inefficiencies, obviously problem with bug fixing. A bug gets fixed in one tool stack, and the other tool stack don't know about it. They have to fix it again later on, or and rework the fix from zero. Also, the same thing goes for new features. A new feature gets implemented in Xend, and the other tool stack have to re-implement the same feature over and over again. So we believe that this situation can be definitely improved. So we have another problem that is maybe even more important than this one, that is the current state of Xend. Xend is really, really important for the Xen project because it's where the collaboration, much of the collaboration between engineers is going on. And at the moment, it's not in a really good state because it's really hard to understand. It's really difficult to read. It's really difficult to modify. It's really difficult to extend. So everybody that works with Xend knows this. So it's really common nowadays that a kernel developer spends several weeks or months to implement a new feature, and then has to spend almost as much as that just to add a simple hook in Xend to export a command line function to QEMU. So this situation, again, is something that we want to fix and improve. So this is our proposed solution, that is Libs and Light. Libs and Light is first and foremost a C library, a small and simple library written in C. Simple to understand, small as a code base, and we want really easy to modify and extend. This is particularly important for us. We want to keep it simple, keep it easy for developers to add new features in, to fix bugs, to collaborate. So the goals of Libs and Light is to provide a simple, easy to use, but powerful API to perform this low-level Xen operation I mentioned before, like creating a domain, destroying a domain, assigning a PCI device to a domain, and so on. So that if tool stack move to Libs and Light to perform Xen operations, if tool stack rely on Libs and Light to perform this operation, we create a common code base that all the tool stack can reuse and can benefit from. The new feature gets implemented only once, and the bugs get also fixed only once. So this is the current architecture. We have multiple low-level library because, after all, libxc is nothing more than a wrapper around hypercalls. Xenstor is a database shared across multiple domains, but it's still very low level. These are the only tools available for a tool stack to implement everything else. So this means that these tool stacks, this high-level tool stack, have to do a lot of low-level operations that they would rather not. So this is instead is where we want to go. We want to have this common code base, Libs and Light, that tools that can reuse and can trust to perform these Xen operations. Some basic design principles behind Libs and Light. So Libs and Light implements mechanism, not policies. So it just provides a function, a C function, to perform a basic Xen operation, like create a domain. Nothing more and nothing less. The policies are left for the high-level tool stack to implement. Also, Lipson-Lite is stateless. Stateless meaning it doesn't require a long-lived state between, for example, multiple calls. Lipson-Lite doesn't maintain yet another database to store information about the systems like Xend or Xapi does. Lipson-Lite doesn't need anything like this. It just relies on the information that are already available on the system because the state of the system is already kept by Xen, the hypervisor, Xenstor regarding PV drivers mainly. So the information are already present there. There is no need to add yet another state. So Lipson-Lite doesn't add one. Also, really important, Lipson-Lite hides Xenstor, Lipson console, Lipson guest, all the low-level library from the high-level tool stacks like Xend and Xapi. So an high-level tool stack doesn't need to use Lipson console or Xenstor directly, can rely on Lipson-Lite for everything it needs. And finally, Lipson-Lite should be as simple as possible, and we want to keep it as simple as possible. So Lipson-Lite is not the only good thing that come out, the library itself. I mean, it's not the only good thing that comes out of the Lipson-Lite project. So we have also Excel. Excel, you might have heard of it, is a small command line utility written in C that uses Lipson-Lite. And first and foremost is a simple unit testing tool for Lipson-Lite. So when a new feature is added to the library, we have to test it to make sure it works. So Excel exports a simple command line interface to call the new feature, the new function. But I said before that high-level tool stack should just be able to rely on Lipson-Lite to perform all the Xen operations. That means that Lipson-Lite is feature complete. So if you look at Xend right now, all the Xen operations that it performs, Lipson-Lite has to implement them all. But if Excel is the unit testing tool of Lipson-Lite, also Excel has to implement them all, because this feature has to be tested. So that, therefore, Excel is feature complete itself. So Excel can be thought as the minimal possible, smallest possible tool stack on top of Lipson-Lite written in C to export a command line interface. So when we started working on Excel and we had to come up with a new command line interface, we decided to reuse the command line interface that at the moment is exported by XM. XM is a command line tool that calls the XML RPC of Xend. So the normal command line tool used together with Xend. So that command line interface is a command line interface that we like, and we think people are familiar with. So we decided just to re-implement the same command line interface. So therefore, Excel is actually compatible with XM. So in theory, if you rename Excel into XM, everything should just work. So there is just one known exception at the moment that basically is the VM configuration file used by Xend actually can be used as they are by Excel, apart from one thing, because people can write at the moment Python functions inside these VM configuration files, and Xend will take care of it. Obviously, we cannot do this in a small C utility, so the Python function has to be removed. But if you edit your VM configuration file, you remove your embedded Python, and you just leave the variable assignment like domain name, Windows, disk equals something, VIF equal your network card, everything should just be able to work. So some design principle behind Excel. So as I said before, Excel is the smallest possible tool stack on top of Lipson-Lite. And also, Excel is stateless itself. So Excel doesn't need to maintain another state of the system, the same as Lipson-Lite. Just use the library to query the state of the system and doesn't maintain any other state. That means that Excel itself is completely stateless. So you can call Excel to do something. You can call Excel later to do something else. There is no state that has to be maintained by the tool. And Excel can even work without any additional daemon. So this might sound quite strange. When you think about a tool stack, you think about Xend, a daemon. You think about Xappi, a daemon. Well, a Xen installation doesn't actually need a daemon at all to work. Because the way actually it works is you call Excel to do something. Excel call libsendLight to perform the operation you ask. And the operation get done, and Excel exit. That's it, as simple as it is. And with this simple scheme, 99% of the things you need can be done. So there are only few exceptions, important exceptions, among which domain cleanup. So when you go into your virtual machine and you shut it down, you type halt in your Linux guest, and the domain dies, the memory is not freed until the tool stack completes the destruction of the domain. So this is not a problem. You could type Excel destroy Windows from the command line, and it will work. And if you are willing to do so, you can have a Xen system without any daemons at all. But obviously, we understand that people don't want to destroy manually all the domains. So Excel is capable of demonizing itself. So when you create a domain with Excel, you have the option of demonizing Excel. In this case, the tool will just stay in the background, do nothing. And when I mean nothing, I mean really nothing, just waiting on a select, waiting for the domain to die, and then we'll clean up resources. There is no interface to ask for the daemon to do something. It's just as simple as this. The daemon is just waiting in the background for the domain death. So the new architecture with Excel, so we have like all the tool stack ported on top of libsendLight, and we have Excel that is the smallest possible tool stack on top of libsendLight. Okay, let's compare Xend with Excel. So basically, the command line interface is the same. They provide the same feature. Well, there are still some features missing in Excel, but they're going to be implemented pretty soon. So we can think about it as the same level of features as Xend. So what does Xend provide that Excel does not provide and will never provide? So Xend offers an XML RPC interface that honestly is not well maintained and not well documented. And also provides the concept of managed domain. So managed domain is when you install a domain on the system, and you can see if the domain is there even when it's not running. So you have 3 domains on your system installed, 2 running and 1 not. So this feature is not going to be provided by Excel. So, but everything else is going to be provided by Excel. And Excel also is much smaller. So it's going to be much better tested. It's a unit testing tool for libsendLight. It's going to be, therefore, is a single tool that's going to be more tested than anyone else. So and also it's going to be compatible with XAMPP. So basically, there is no reason for you to keep using Xend if you don't need any of these 2 features. You can just go ahead and try Excel, and you should find the environment very familiar to you, and you should be able to do the same thing that you are doing now with Xend. Actually, as I said before, 2 things are missing, but by the end of this release cycle, we hope to fill the gaps. Missing features, not much. Transcendent memory is missing. Net channel 2 is missing, but is worked on at the moment. So all the basic functionalities that you are using are already implemented. We absolutely want to make libsendLight rock solid. That's really important. So libsendLight is going to be the common layer across multiple tool stack. So it's really important that as a common base, it's going to be very, very robust. And then we want to pour Xend on top of libsendLight so that people that still want to use Xend can take advantage of libsendLight anyway. And obviously want to pour Xappi on top of libsendLight. when this will get done, people that develop new feature on libs and light can write a new feature once and target 3 tool stacks at the same time, possibly more. Possibly more when we get a libvirt port of libs and light. So libs and light and patches. So new patches, patches to libs and light are very, very much welcome, either to implement a missing feature or to implement a new feature. In particular, regarding new feature, will be very appreciated if the new feature will be implemented in libs and light, and you provide also a hook in Excel so that we can test it right away. Reimplement the same feature in XAPI or XMD is welcome, but is definitely not required at the moment. So do you have any question?
Does this interface at all with the goal of making the DOM0 rebootable, getting rid of XenStored?
I think they are completely orthogonal as goals. Libs and light neither helps nor make it more difficult to move XenStore in its own stub domain.
Yes, hi. Just curious, what was the reason for making yet another library? Why not just enhance libxc? Can you just not add that stuff in libxc?
Well, just a design issue. So libxc, as I said before, is mostly a wrapper around hypercalls. So we just decided to keep it that way and started as a new tool, as a new library.
So is ZenLight, is this already checked into the Zen unstable?
Yes, so libs and light is checked in Zen unstable, Excel the tool also, and the current state you should be able to try it out, and domain creation should work. NetChannel 1 is supported, BlockTap 1 and BlockTap 2 are supported, PCI pass-through is supported, so most of the basic features are in and can be used straight away.
In ZenD, we have a lot of these PCI pass-through filters. Are those also get ported in?
Yeah, regarding PCI pass-through, basically there's a difference between the PCI pass-through implementation in Excel and the one in XMD is XMD contains the code itself to reset the device written in Python, yes? And Excel instead, at the moment, reuse this functionality provided by the kernel. So the 2627 kernel provide this functionality exported as a node under sys somewhere to reset the device. So we think that the kernel is the right place to reset the device rather than the Python 2 stack, right? Actually, kernel upstream is added this feature as well. As we speak. The 2627 does work with Excel to reset the device and assign it to a guest. The newest possible PVOps, probably 2. Otherwise, just few patches are missing to expose this reset capability, and everything should be just work.
What about these other code that are checking to see whether it's multifunction?
Yes, so the Z code is missing, so yes, you are very welcome to fill the gap.
Okay. Lots of questions about this stuff.
libvirt. Any thoughts of what that's going to happen?
So if you think about libvirt and the way it works right now, that it calls the old unsupported and now undocumented, very unreliable XML RPC interface exported by XMD, it makes little sense for libvirt to actually require Xendit work at all. So it would be nice that libvirt could call libs and light directly to instantiate domain and perform Xen operations. So we currently don't know exactly when or who is going to do the port, but we definitely would welcome a libs and light port. Right.
Okay. Any more?
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.